Today I'm going to show you how to make this stunning fall design on a Big Betty from Tipsy Magnolia. Check the description below for all the discount codes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you like this video, and also check out my huge collection of glitter that is high quality for a fraction of the price. Today we will be using my new Vibin template. I am going to be applying this to a Big Betty, and the bottom of that tumbler is tapered. So I just adjusted the size of the template to around the Big Betty on the top and the length from the rim to right before it starts to bend. And then I cut that out on vinyl and applied some transfer tape. I then am just going to fold back an inch or so on that vinyl. Then I'm going to take my Cami Page Boutique Ultimate Tumbler tool, which is linked for you down in the description with a discount code. And I'm going to make a line going vertically up my tumbler, and I'm going to place my tumbler or my template right on that line. Once you have your template on straight, you are just going to use firm pressure. Sometimes I use my hand, but today I am using a vinyl squeegee all the way around the top of your Big Betty. When you get to the part where you had to remove the handles, there are these little metal pieces sticking up. We are just going to remove the rest of the backing on the template, and then using an X-Acto knife we will just cut a slit in the template until it reaches around those little metal sections. Once it is completely flat and applied, you can then take your X-Acto knife and cut around the square piece on those metal sections and remove those little bits of vinyl. Now we are going to start removing the sections of our template that we want to be glittered. I am using 3 colors of glitter today, so I am removing every third section. I then am going to find a coordinating paint color to the glitter color that I'm using and mix up about 50-50 ratio of Mod Podge or glitter glue and paint. Then we are going to paint on those sections that we have removed and sprinkle on our glitter until you get full coverage. The glitter on this section I am using today is called Flannel. It is one of my very favorite fall colors. Continue painting on that glitter glue and paint mixture and sprinkling on your glitter until all of those sections are covered. Now I am going to take a dry brush around those glittered sections and just brush away all the excess that may be stuck to the vinyl or your template. I have also removed the next section of our template that I want to be glittered, which is just right below that flannel color. Once all of that is dusted off, we're going to take our next glitter color and a coordinating paint color, mix in the paint and the glitter glue, and then we are going to paint those sections in that mixture. I am going to be using the glitter color Desert Moss. It is a mini chunky green mix and it's gorgeous. We are going to paint those sections, being really careful around the glitter section, but you can be pretty messy on the vinyl. When you have that section applied with the glitter glue and paint mixture, sprinkle on your glitter while that is still wet. Continue on with the green paint and glue mixture until all of your sections are covered with glitter. Once that is done, you are going to remove the third and final sections of your template. I am going to be using the glitter color Hayride, which is a super gorgeous kind of yellow gold. And so I am going to mix in some yellow with some glitter glue and apply that to the last and final sections. This will be the most tedious section because you have to be a little bit more precise with your glitter glue and paint. So just make sure you pay attention and go slow and keep those lines nice and crisp. Now that your top section of the template is completed, pick one of the colors that you chose for the template and we are going to apply that on the bottom. I went with flannel just because that's my favorite, and I'm mixing up some more of that cranberry paint into some glitter glue, and we are going to apply this to the bottom section. Be really careful right here around your glitter. Just go slow and make a straight line, and then while that glitter glue and paint mixture is wet, we're going to take that flannel glitter and apply it. I personally like to apply it in sections just so my glitter glue and paint doesn't dry out and then I have too much touch up to do. You are going to let this glitter layer dry completely, and then you are going to spray seal your tumbler really well with a clear spray paint. I like Rust-Oleum or Krylon's Triple Thick. You're going to let that dry completely and then add a layer or two of epoxy until your glitter layer is smooth. That is really important before you apply your lines so you don't see any ripples in the vinyl. I then have cut out my vinyl striping on some rose gold. It's like a matte metallic, and what I have found is it's easier to work with a few stripes at a time than the whole sheet of stripes. So I'm just taking a few at a time. Sometimes I just take one at a time, whatever I feel like I can manage, and apply those to the template section of our tumbler. When you get to the beginning of your striping, if there is a little bit extra and it is a little bit too long, just take your X-Acto knife and cut off that excess. I designed it to be a little bit long so it just could be easier to stripe if we had to add multiple layers of epoxy. Continue placing that vinyl until each section is striped out, and then you are going to look at your template, and if there's any little stragglers below that template line, you're going to cut them off on the top and bottom of your tumbler. Now this next step is totally optional. It's a personal preference, but I like to add a layer of epoxy in between this section and the vinyl striping on the bottom. And that is just because if you overlap vinyl on top of vinyl, you can see each and every overlapping under epoxy, and I prefer it to look smooth. So I did add a layer of epoxy before I added my vinyl striping. And when I first thought of this tumbler in my head, I was going to add more vinyl striping on the bottom than just one stripe. But once I got them all on, I didn't like that and just stuck with a clean and crisp one stripe along the bottom. Now it's time to add your final layers of epoxy until your tumbler is smooth. And here is our tumbler all finished. I think this design turned out absolutely gorgeous. I love that this could be a fall tumbler all the way to Christmas season. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial.